Hello friends, this is Sai Prakash. In the previous session, we have discussed about derivation of the power equation regarding bulbs when they are connected in the series and connected in the parallel, and problems regarding the bulbs when they are connected in series and parallel connection. Please let me know if you have any doubts regarding those topics, and I have given you two important questions regarding those topics. In this session, I would like to clarify those questions, and as well as I would like to explain you Ohm's law, which is the basic law in the electrical engineering, and limitations of the Ohm's law, and what parameters does the resistance depends upon. Before this, please go through the previous video for the better understanding, and please do watch this video until the end of the session. Friends, for this question, this is the bulb 1 with a power rating of 120 watts and a voltage rating of 100 volts. This is bulb 2, power rating of 120 watts and voltage rating of 100 volts, connected to a supply of 100 volts. We know that when two bulbs are connected in power equivalent equal to PR1 plus PR2. This is power rating of bulb 1 and this is power rating of bulb 2. So 120 plus 120. This gives you 240 watts. Friends, for this question, bulb 1 is having 30 watts power rating and 100 volts voltage rating. Bulb 2 is having 60 watts power rating and voltage rating of 100 watts. Voltage rating of 100 volts. These two bulbs are connected in the series. So, for P equivalent, power equivalent, we know that PR1 into PR2 divided by PR1 plus PR2, where PR2 is the power rating of bulb 1 and PR2 is power rating of bulb 2. So 30 is the power rating of bulb 1 and 60 is power rating of bulb 2. 30 into 60 by 30 plus 60. 30 into 60 divided by 30 plus 60 equal to 90. 31 ja, 33 ja, 3 1 ja, 20 ja. Therefore, P equivalent equal to 20 watts. Friends, for this question, this is bulb 1 and this is bulb 2. Two bulbs are connected in series with a supply of 100 volts. Bulb 1 is having a power rating of 90 watts and voltage rating of 100 volts. Bulb 2 is having a power rating of 150 watts and voltage rating of 100 volts. Therefore, PR1 equal to 90 watts and PR2 equal to 150 watts. Power equivalent when they are connected in series equal to PR1 into PR2 divided by PR1 plus PR2, that is equivalent to 90 into 150 divided by 90 plus 150. 90 into 150 divided by 90 plus 150 equivalent to 240. 0 0 3 5 ja 8 ja. By solving this, you will get 56.25 watts. Ohm's law. This is the basic law in the electrical engineering. According to this law, at constant temperature, current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to voltage applied across it. Therefore, by this we will write V is directly proportional to I. But according to the definition of the Ohm's law, current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to applied voltage. But I have written V is directly proportional to I. This is because we know Y equal to mx, where m defines slope. If I take m equal to 1, then y equal to x. That is, m is always constant, whereas y and x are variables. For getting the value of y, we will substitute x value. That means we will write dependent parameters or dependent variables on the left hand side and independent parameters on the right hand side. So V is dependent parameter and I is independent parameter. So I have written V is directly proportional to I. By taking the proportionality, we will get V equal to I into R, where R is proportionality constant resistance. R equal to resistance. It is measured in ohms. Where V is the voltage or applied voltage across it. Where is I is current in amps, where V in volts. Resistance. Resistance is the property of the element which opposes the flow of electrons or flow of current. It is denoted by R. Units is ohms. Generally measured in milliohms, megaohms, ohms, kiloohms, etc. Electrical symbol is, this is the electrical symbol. Resistor is the element. It has the property called resistance. For this question, they have the resistance of 60 ohms and 12 volts voltage, and we have to find the current. Applied voltage is 12 volts, whereas the resistance is 60 ohms, and current flowing through the conductor is, we have to find that. So we know I equal to V by R by Ohm's law. Applied voltage is of 12 volts and the resistance is of 60. Therefore 1 by 5, 12 on the 12 5, 1 by 5 is equal to 0.2 amperes. Coming to this question, they have given the current flowing is 5 amperes and the resistance of 12 ohms. We have to find the voltage. We know by Ohm's law V equal to IR. They have given the resistance of 12 and current is of 5 amperes. Therefore 12 5 is 60 volts. Applied voltage is of 60 volts. Coming to this question, applied voltage across the conductor is 12 volts and current to the conductor is 12 amperes. Then we have to find the resistance. We know by Ohm's law V equal to IR. By solving this, R equal to V by I. They have given the voltage of 12 volts and current is of 12 amperes. Therefore 12 by 12 equal to 1 ohm. We got the resistance of 1 ohms. Parameters the resistance depend upon are the factors affecting the resistance. Resistance is proportional to length of the conductor or element. This means whenever the conductor length increases, resistance increases, length of the conductor decreases, resistance decreases. This is concept of proportionality, directly proportional. We are coming to the resistance, also inversely proportional to area of cross section of the conductor. This is inversely proportionality. That defines whenever the area of cross section area of the conductor increases, resistance decreases, and area of cross section of the conductor decreases, resistance increases. From this two, resistance proportionality, length of the conductor to the area of cross section of the conductor. If we take this as a conductor, this is area of cross section and this is the length. This is area of cross section. If we take proportionality, before that I am assuming length of the conductor as L and area of cross section of the conductor is A. So resistance is proportional to L by A. We know resistance is defined by R. Therefore R is proportional to L by A. By taking the proportionality constant, R equal to rho L by A. Rho is specific resistance. This is depend upon the type of material. Specific resistance is the resistance of unit cube material across the opposite faces. Therefore, from this, resistance also depend upon nature of the element, that is specific resistance. R equal to rho L by A. From this, we have to find the units of the rho. So rho equal to R into A by L. A is of area, it will be in meter square, where length is of meter, so ohm meter. Units of specific resistance is ohm meter. Coming to the resistance depends on temperature also. And resistance depends on frequency. Limitations of Ohm's law. According to Ohm's law, at constant temperature, current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to voltage applied across it. Therefore, if there is variable temperature, then Ohm's law is not applicable. Therefore, not applicable for variable temperature. It is not applicable to non-linear networks. I already covered this topic. Please go through the previous video. It is not applicable to unilateral networks. Unilateral network means for this network, if we take the voltage on the x-axis and current on the y-axis, then the slope will be different. For coming to the bilateral, if we take voltage on x-axis and current on y-axis, the slope is same. That is, from here to here, the slope is 1. From here to here, the slope is 1. Whereas from here to here, slope is 1. Whereas from here to here, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Point 1 is 0, 0 and point 2 is minus 2, minus 4. So, minus 4 by minus 2. That is equal to slope is 2. From here to here, the slope is 2. From here to here, the slope is 1 for the unilateral network. From here to here, bilateral network, slope is 1. From here to here also, slope equal to 1. That means, for the bilateral network, Oldham characteristics remain same. Even though voltage and current are reversed. For unilateral, quite opposite to the bilateral network. Friends, for this question, if a conductor is stretched n times its original length, then the resistance is dash times the original resistance. So, I am having a conductor of length L and area of cross section is A. Then I stretched the conductor n times its original length. So whereas before stretched length is L, after stretched length is n times L. That means conductor becomes n times L. This is cross section area. Let me take this as A2. So we know volume equal to constant. We know volume equal to A into L, where A is area, L is length. So A into L equal to A2 into L2. We know L2 equal to n times L1, but we don't know A2. So A2 into n times L, A into L. So by this A2 equal to LL gets cancelled, A2 equal to A by N. So area of cross section is decreased by n times. So A2 equal to A by N. Coming to the area, before stretched is A and after stretched is A by N. So we know relation R equal to rho L by A. We have used the same conductor. We didn't change the conductor, so rho is constant. I told you specific resistance depends on the nature of the material or nature of the element. As I didn't change the material, rho is constant. So R1 equal to L1 by A1, comma R2 equal to L2 by A2. This is before stretched, this is after stretched. So R1 by R2 equal to, before stretched length is L and area is A. After stretched length is n times L and area is A by N. Therefore LL gets cancelled, AA gets cancelled. By solving this, we will get RT equal to n square times R1. Therefore, if a conductor is stretched n times its original length, resistance will be n square times the original resistance. Please make sure that the volume is constant in this problem, and as well as rho is constant because the material is same we are used. Friends, for this question, a length of wire has a resistance of 4.5 ohms. Find the resistance of another wire of same material 3 times as long as and twice the cross section area. We have two wires. This is wire 1 and this is wire 2. This is having a resistance of 4.5 ohms. Length is of L and area of cross section equal to A. We have used another wire of same material, means for the same material we know resistivity is constant. Another wire is 3 times as long, means length for this wire is 3 times L and area is twice. Area of cross section equal to 2 times area of the first wire. We know R equal to rho L by A. From this, rho equal to constant, therefore R1 equal to L1 by A1, R2 equal to L2 by A2. L1 is length of the first wire, A1 is area of cross section of the first wire, L2 is length of the another wire. A2 is area of cross section of a second wire. So by taking the ratios of R1 by R2 equal to L1 by A1 by L2 by A2. We know L1 equal to L and A1 equal to A. R1 by R2. L2 equal to 3L. A2 equal to 2A. So AA gets cancelled, LL gets cancelled. R1 by R2 equal to 1 by 3 into 2 by 1. That is equal to R1 equal to 2 by 3 times of R2. We know R1, so therefore R2 equal to 3 by 2 times of R1. R2 equal to 3 by 2 times of R1 equal to 4.5 ohms from the question. So R2 equal to 3 by 2 equal to 1.5 into 4.5. By solving this we will get 6.75 ohms. So length of another wire with 3L and area with 2A, we have got resistance of 6.75 ohms. Friends, this question is for you. A length of wire has a resistance of 6 ohms. The resistance of a wire of same material 3 times as long and twice the cross section area is. We have to find the resistance of the other wire. Please do this answer and comment in the comment box, friends. Or you can use the group link in the description. This is Sai Prakash signing off. Stay tuned to our channel. If you like the video, please do like, share and comment for the video. Subscribe our channel. Please click on the bell icon for more updates. Thanks for watching the video, friends.